first of all, thank you very much for accepting our interview. The first question is, how do you start drumming? Like, what makes you sit on the drums?
How did I start drumming? My father was a musician when he was a younger man. He played the bass. By the time I was born, he was practicing medicine. He was a psychiatrist. But I heard music in the house growing up from his album, record collection. And I think it was in my blood from him. And so I have been playing the drums as far back as I can remember. Many drummers have stories about playing on pots and pans in the kitchen, but I had a conga drum from Cuba, and a small Chinese tom-tom, and a sizzle cymbal, and I used to play along with the recordings that were in my father's collection of albums, and I remember asking him when I was 5 years old if I could take lessons. And so we went to a music store, and I met the man who would become my teacher for the next few years. So it was a combination of growing up in a house where there was music being played, and having a drum to play on, and then having the support of my father and mother, as well as my two sisters and brother, because the drums, are not the most quiet instrument to practice, but everyone was always fine with my playing. So how did I begin playing the drums? I began playing the drums by hearing the drums. I think that's really the most important thing, is for someone to hear the music. Because then you learn the language of it, and I think you develop your passion for it. And then, of course, you study and you practice, do those things. But I started playing the drums because I heard music in the house.
I see. So, a musical family.
Yeah, I mean, my dad wasn't really an active musician by the time I was born. And my mother didn't play, but everyone supported me. I think everyone realized just how important it was to me, and so I was very lucky to have that kind of support. Some people have to really fight to get to do what they want to do. And I worked hard. I mean, I practiced, but I never had to fight really to do it. I had a lot of love and support. So, I've always felt very lucky.
I see. Very nice. Second question: who is your favorite drummer or percussionist, and why?
Who's my favorite drummer? Well, the list could be very, very long. There's so many great drummers. I think the name that always comes to my mind first when I'm asked a question like that is Elvin Jones. But right alongside or right behind that would be the name of Mel Lewis. And they're very similar, they're very different. To describe their drumming would I guess just the simplest way would just be to say that every musical choice they made always seems to be perfect. And I mean, Elvin still astonishes me. Part of the reason I'm so attracted to Elvin's drumming is that I can't figure it out. It's always going to be the unreachable kind of mystery. It's. I mean, Tony Williams was and Jack DeJohnette, among many other drummers, astonishingly sophisticated and inventive. But Elvin, there's something about Elvin's drumming that is the most wonderful and mysterious to me. Mel Lewis, on the other hand, is not so much of a mystery. Yet, I mean, the one big mystery is just how he developed at such an early age to know the perfect thing to play. On every recording I listen to of Mel, it's just like, wow, another perfect performance. So he epitomizes just someone who always knew how to make the right musical choice. So I think those two names would be at the top of my list.
I remember I saw an amazing footage about Elvin Jones. Is when he talks about when he played, like...
is that the 3-card Molly video? Where he breaks down the solo and how you... At the yellow drum set? That one? No?
No, I think he got... Well, he got asked, like, what triggers him play which cymbal, stuff like that. And then he said when he plays, he hears and he sees some color in his mind. And then somehow that will reflect on his hands, like maybe, I see blue and then I play the crash, I see purple and then I play the flat right, like stuff like that. Is there anything similar to you? Like what triggers you to play? Especially on jazz style, it's very spontaneous.
I can't claim to see colors. No, I mean, I'm... as far as what kind of a drummer I am or I might be, more often than not, I think of myself as an accompanist, not so much as a drummer. I mean, I do a lot of ensemble playing. And so my concerns are to play, and I think most drummers either should think this way or do think this way, is to play in such a way as to make the other musicians sound better. And so I'm always trying to balance out the needs of the ensemble with the desire to contribute something of myself. And when you're younger, it's something of yourself for ego. And then when you get older, it's just you want to contribute something because you honestly feel it will contribute something. I mean, each of us have a unique combination of talents and ideas and a voice. And I know that mine has some substance to it because I've just done it for so many years, so I can bring that to a project. And that's a reason for me to be there. In addition to, I'm generally enthusiastic about music because I like it. I like the craft of it, and I can get into most projects I play. And if I don't feel I'm the right drummer for it, then I'll politely decline. At this stage of the game, I don't want to spend too much energy playing something that I have no business playing.
Of course, of course.
I don't remember what the question was now. But,
when you play.
Oh, do I see colors? No, I just try to play what will work best, and so how do I judge that? It's not colors. I try to imagine what would I like to hear if I'm listening to this. What should the drums be doing? And so many times it's good because you may not even notice it. And that's half the time what I'm trying to do is just to function in such a way that the music feels good and people might not even know why, but they just go, "Oh, it's nice."